Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Carter is confronted by Hope's shocking revelation, Finn's pledge to Luna. According to Monday, March 3rd spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, John Finnegan promises Luna Nozawa something, and Carter Walton will have to deal with Hope Logan's, Annika Noel, stunner. Fans of BMB are aware that Hope just caught Carter kissing Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, so she will need to make a decision. Hope will soon meet up with Carter again and possibly make fun of him. Hope might convince Carter to agree with her when she extols Daphne's virtues. Perhaps Hope will exaggerate all of Daphne's seductive aromas and question whether Carter finds her irresistible. Carter will undoubtedly feel uneasy, but when Hope confesses that she saw him kiss Daphne, the situation will become even more difficult. Hope will claim to have witnessed everything, so Carter will undoubtedly stutter an apology and try to explain. Hope will eventually face Daphne as well and inform her that Carter is not allowed. Hope will be furious with Daphne if she dares to approach Carter again, and she might end up regretting it. Since Finn is becoming emotional in the Spencer estate, let's chat about him in the interim. Finn abruptly stated that he was unaware of Luna's horrible upbringing and her wish that someone had saved her. Luna is obviously still perplexed by Finn's visit and what's actually happening here, even though that resulted in another embrace. Finn will soon admit that he is Luna's father, thus she will have a lot of questions for him to respond to. Luna might acknowledge that she feels more worse about what she did to Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes would, once Finn spills the beans. Luna will once again apologize profusely for almost killing her own father's wife. Luna might question whether they can truly connect with Finn and what this means for their relationship. Luna hopes they can be in one another's lives, even if Finn isn't ready to forgive her yet. Now that he is aware of the truth, Finn is likely to make a vow that he will not desert Luna. Beyond that, Finn might not be able to foretell anything, but he will most likely want Luna to know that they are family no matter what. According to teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, Steffy will go crazy after learning about all the most recent Luna news from the Spencer mansion. Hope vs. Daphne, Finn describes Luna's finding. Here are the spoilers for Monday, March 3rd, 2025's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Hope Logan will likely face Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, according to fans. In the meantime, Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, receives a shocking revelation from John Finnegan. This would offer Luna another reason to despise Penelope Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, who she has long wanted to know the truth about. Let's talk about the upcoming events in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. Don't forget to check out our BMB spoilers for next week, here. Carter Walton was exposed. Lawrence St. Victor's character Carter Walton will be in shock at Daphne's kiss on Monday, March 3rd. Carter is dedicated to Hope, but Daphne gives him a sense of being heard and understood. Hope loses her newly acquired reign as a result of Carter's refusal to carry out the coup. Fans are aware that Hope was present when Daphne planted a kiss on Carter. Hope initially fled in tears. But in the weekly teaser footage, Hope is seen smiling and approaching Carter. Hope tells him she saw it all in a quiet, low voice. Daphne Rose vs. Hope Logan. But it won't be the only individual Hope faces. Hope will face Daphne sometime next week. Hope warns Daphne not to approach Carter again by threatening her. I seem to remember Steffy saying Hope the same thing about Finn, but wait, this seems so similar. However, the situation is slightly different. John Finnegan describes. According to previews for the upcoming episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Finn will need to give Luna an explanation. Finn will have to admit that he had an affair with his own aunt, which led to her birth. Naturally, Luna will be appalled and understand why she dreamed about the nice doctor. Luna Nozawa's finding. What about the house imprisonment issue, even though Luna would be happy to finally know who her father really is? Will the warden let Don Diamond's character, Bill Spencer, know that Luna's father visited the prison? Will Bill discover that Finn was the father who discovered where Luna was under house arrest? March 3, 2025, Monday. Furthermore, how will Finn inform Steffy Forrester Finnegan about Luna's house arrest? Steffy will lose it when she finds out that Luna is under house arrest. Steffy would probably confront Bill harshly for his treachery as well. Steffy would never let Finn have a relationship with his daughter, even though he wants one. Steffy will be devastated by her husband's choice. Will Shin be able to handle this, or will it be too much? What is the plot that you are most excited to see? Post your ideas in the space provided for comments below. To find out what happens next, don't forget to continue watching the soap opera on CBS or Paramount+. Sheila hears Poppy's story about her granddaughter. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila Carter, Kimberlyn Brown, and Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, have become somewhat friends over their kids. Sheila is unaware that Poppy's daughter is her grandchild, though. Will Poppy disclose to Sheila the relationship between Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, and Sheila? John Finnegan was urged by Poppy Nozawa to keep their secret. Poppy never wished for the paternity of Luna to be revealed. Poppy's adopted nephew is John Finnegan. But when he was 18, Poppy and Finn went too far and ended up sleeping together. Finn was informed by Poppy that he was not the baby's father, although this was untrue. Poppy claims she was unaware that the infant was Finn's. Poppy even agreed that Luna's father was Don Diamond's character, Bill Spencer. Unfortunately, Luna was aware that Tom's star, Clint Howard, had claimed to be Luna's father in letters to her mother. It seems like Poppy had once allowed Tom to think this. Luna killed Tom to keep him silent because she could not let that slip. Lee Finnegan didn't think Luna's father was Tom's star. Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, Poppy's sister, also didn't think Tom was Luna's father. To support her argument, Lee chose to perform a DNA test on Tom's liver. Lee persisted on examining Jack Finnegan, Ted King, after demonstrating that Tom was not Luna's father. Finn put himself to the test and discovered the truth after discovering that neither of these men was Luna's father. Sheila has every right to know the truth now that Finn has revealed to Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, that Luna is his daughter. Poppy might conclude that she would lessen Sheila's suffering because they had a connection. When Sheila finds that she has a granddaughter, what will she say? What will Sheila think of Poppy and Finn's past liaison? After Sheila Carter, Luna Nozawa. Even though Sheila is unhappy with what Luna has done in the past, she cannot hold Luna solely responsible. It's clear that Luna has stolen Sheila's mental health problems. Sean Cannon's character, Deacon Sharp, might have a serious issue with Luna. She is Sheila's granddaughter, though, and he cannot dispute that. Sheila could protest, but it's obvious that Luna belongs in prison. Since Luna is her grandchild, Sheila will still want to get to know her. Sheila is unable to despise her kin. Sheila will undoubtedly express her thoughts to Luna on her behavior, but she now has the opportunity to get to know one of Finn's kids. As grandma and granddaughter, will Sheila and Luna have an opportunity to connect? Is Luna really a different person? Steffy likens Luna to Sheila. Finn's family is too much. Steffy Forrester had always been fiercely protective of her family, her children, and most importantly, her marriage. However, as she saw Luna's increasing influence in their lives, disturbing memories of Sheila Carter started to surface, leaving her feeling wary and deeply disturbed. She had initially attempted to dismiss the resemblances, telling herself that she was being overly suspicious, but as she observed Luna's interactions with Finn, she began to have a spooky feeling of déjà vu, a disturbing reminder of the woman who had tormented her family for years. Sheila had a talent for tricking people into thinking she was innocent, misunderstood, and deserving of forgiveness, only to expose her true self when it was too late. And now, Steffy couldn't get rid of the feeling that history was happening again, this time with Luna, a charming and innocent figure who, in Steffy's opinion, was growing too at ease with Finn. Something more, an uneasy sensation in the pit of her stomach that she could no longer deny, was at play, not only the way Luna looked at him, the way she seemed to hang on to every word he spoke, or the obvious chemistry Steffy sensed. Naturally, Finn flatly rejected her worries, claiming that Luna was not like Sheila and that she was loyal, compassionate, and incapable of any malice at all. However, Steffy had heard such arguments in the past, and they had always resulted in heartache, treachery, and destruction. Tension increased between them the more she pressed the matter, and soon their marriage felt like it was under siege, as if they were on opposing sides of some unseen conflict that neither of them wanted to talk about but that they both knew was becoming more and more hostile every day. However, Finn's family as a whole, a complex web of instability, dishonesty, and disorder that seemed to draw him in at every turn and prevented them from ever really having peace, was the true issue, not just Luna. Because of Finn's unwavering loyalty to the people who had hurt him the most, Steffy felt trapped and unable to escape the chaos that was all around them. Sheila's unrelenting quest for redemption, Lee's controlling presence, and Jack's endless secrets contributed to Steffy's drowning in a toxic cycle that she never agreed to. Despite his love and good intentions, Finn was unable to see what Steffy saw. He refused to accept that his family was pulling them down and into a never-ending state of turmoil, and no matter how hard she tried to explain it to him, he always had a reason, an excuse, or a basis for why he couldn't sever all ties. And now that Luna was involved, things were only going to get worse because, whereas Finn saw an innocent lady attempting to find her place, Steffy saw someone who could destroy their lives, just like Sheila had repeatedly done. Was she going overboard? Were her fears being dictated by her trauma? Perhaps, but Steffy had discovered the hard way that ignoring warning signs only resulted in catastrophe, and if she had to play the bad guy to keep her family safe, then so be it. As she stood in the center of their lovely home, staring at the man she loved but hardly recognized anymore, Finn had to ask herself the question she had been avoiding for far too long: was this battle worth fighting anymore, or was it time to walk away before she lost herself completely? Her family was too much, and the weight of it was suffocating her and pushing her closer to a breaking point she never thought she would reach. Steffy Forrester never imagined that she would be at this crossroads, standing on the brink of a painful decision that would destroy not only her marriage, but also the foundation of the life she had built with Finn. Yet here she was, staring down at the divorce papers with trembling hands, her heart heavy with regret and sorrow, knowing that signing them would mean the end of something that was once so beautiful, so full of love and promise, but also knowing that maintaining this marriage had become an unmanageable burden that she could no longer bear, a burden driven by betrayal, disappointment, and the heartbreaking realization that love, no matter how deep, wasn't always enough to weather life's storms. Especially when the same storms kept coming without any respite. Steffy had initially fought to keep their marriage intact, supporting Finn through the unrelenting chaos his family had dragged them into, and forgiving him for the pain of being tied to Sheila Carter. She had endured the chaos of a life where she was always watching over her shoulder, waiting for the next catastrophe to happen, and trying to convince herself that Finn was worth the struggle, that their love was stronger than the forces trying to tear them apart. However, as each day went by, the cracks in their foundation grew deeper and Steffy soon realized that she was fighting a battle that she was doomed to lose, because the one person who should have been fighting alongside her, her husband, was unknowingly the reason she was drowning. The sad truth was that Finn had never been able to let go of the people who had caused them the most pain, and no matter how much he vowed to protect her from the darkness his family brought, history kept repeating itself, and Steffy kept finding herself right back in the same nightmare she had been trying to wake up from for years. It wasn't that Finn didn't love her, she knew he did, or that he purposefully hurt her, she knew he would never do that. Sheila was still a looming presence in their lives, always finding ways to manipulate and control. Finn still refused to fully cut ties, and now, with Luna in the picture, things had only grown more complicated, because whether he admitted it or not, Steffy could see the emotional connection between them, the way Finn looked at Luna, the unspoken bond that lingered in the air whenever they were in the same room, and though he denied that anything was going on, Steffy had been through too much, seen too much, and she refused to be the woman who ignored the signs, who let history repeat itself again, because she had done that once before, with Liam, and she had sworn she would never make that mistake again. Yet here she was, standing in a marriage that was making her question her worth, her sanity, and her ability to hold on to something that was slipping through her fingers, and the more she tried to justify staying, the more she realized that she wasn't just losing Finn, she was losing herself. Steffy knew deep down that the wounds would never truly heal because the issue wasn't just Finn's family, it was Finn himself, his inability to draw the line, to choose her completely, to put her above all else without hesitation, and that was a reality she could no longer ignore. The arguments had become unrelenting, full of accusations, tears, and pleas for understanding that always ended in the same cycle of apologies and temporary fixes. As much as she loved Finn, she knew that staying would mean giving up her peace, her happiness, and the future she deserved. So, with tears in her eyes, she picked up the pen, signed her name on the divorce papers, and made the painful decision to let go of the man she once thought was her forever, because sometimes, love wasn't about holding on, it was about knowing when to walk away, even when it hurt more than anything she had ever experienced. She wanted a love that didn't involve the constant struggle to overcome the ghosts of the past. Finn had always been a man who valued loyalty, honesty, and above all, love, yet as he found himself pulling Luna into a comforting hug, feeling the warmth of her presence against him, he couldn't shake the feeling that this moment, so innocent, so seemingly harmless, was about to change everything in ways he couldn't yet comprehend, because even though he had always been a devoted husband to Steffy, a man who had fought against all odds to keep their marriage strong despite the relentless chaos that surrounded them, there was something about Luna, something unspoken, something undeniable, that made this embrace feel like more than just a simple act of comfort, and as he held her close, his mind swirled with a storm of emotions, torn between the guilt of knowing how this would look and the impossible to ignore reality that Luna meant something to him, even if he refused to admit it out loud. But just as he was lost in the turmoil of his own heart, unaware of how tangled this situation was about to become, Taylor Hayes stood at a distance, watching the interaction unfold, her sharp instincts picking up on something far more urgent than the embrace itself, because while Finn and Luna were caught in a moment of closeness, Taylor's mind was spinning in a completely different direction, focused not on the potential scandal of the hug but on the sinking suspicion that her daughter, Steffy, was pregnant, and as the realization gripped her, she felt a rush of emotions flood through her, because she had seen the signs, the subtle yet undeniable clues that Steffy had been trying to brush off, the fatigue, the moments of dizziness, the way she had been holding her stomach absent-mindedly, and most of all, the undeniable way she had been avoiding conversations about the future, as if she were keeping a secret too big to say out loud, and suddenly, everything clicked into place, making Taylor's heart race with both excitement and fear, because if Steffy was truly pregnant, then everything in her life was about to change, not just for her but for Finn as well, and the weight of that revelation sent a chill down Taylor's spine, because she knew her daughter, she knew the way Steffy operated, and if she was keeping this pregnancy hidden, there had to be a reason, a deep-rooted fear or uncertainty that was preventing her from sharing the news, and as Taylor's eyes darted back to Finn and Luna, still locked in that seemingly innocent embrace, the pieces of the puzzle began to arrange themselves in a way that made her stomach twist with unease, because what if Steffy had seen this connection between Finn and Luna before anyone else had? What if she had sensed something brewing beneath the surface, something unspoken yet powerful enough to make her question everything she thought she knew about her marriage? And what if this pregnancy, instead of being a joyous celebration, was actually the reason she was pulling away, guarding her heart, and preparing for the worst? Because Steffy had always been a woman who fought for what she loved, but she was also a woman who knew when to protect herself, and if she felt even the slightest hint that Finn's heart wasn't fully with her, if she had any reason to believe that he was torn between his loyalty to her and his growing connection with Luna, then it was entirely possible that she was keeping this pregnancy a secret as a way to protect herself from heartbreak, to prepare for the possibility that she might have to do this alone. And as Taylor inhaled sharply, feeling the weight of the moment settle on her shoulders, she realized that she couldn't ignore this, that she had to get to the bottom of it, because if Steffy truly was pregnant, and if Finn's heart was beginning to drift elsewhere, then they were standing on the precipice of a storm that none of them were ready for, and in that moment, as Finn finally pulled away from Luna, his expression unreadable, Taylor knew one thing for certain. Nothing in their lives was ever going to be the same again.